What is up, y'all? Hope y'all having a wonderful day. And yes, we are down here in Dallas with the legend Mike Bury. We are at the Texas Golf Center over here at the Water Chase Golf Course. We're going to be filming 10 tips for you to take to the golf course to help your on-course scoring. Thanks so much, Mike, for having me out. This is going to be fun. Hopefully, y'all can learn some things. Mike's going to be doing a lot of the talking and teaching in this video. I'm going to be hitting the shots. So I hope y'all enjoy this. Mike, any words before we get out there?
Mate, let's just go.
Sounds good. We'll take you to the first shot right now. All right, we're here at the first location right here, middle of the fairway, par 5. We're going to talk about playing smart aggressive. This is our tee ball going for this par 5 green in 2.
You know, for a player at your ability, Zach, you know, this is even though it's 225 over water, it's still kind of a green light shot for you in terms of the pin is in the middle. It's a relatively open green. You've got to hit this solid and carry it all the way there. But, you know, the layup here doesn't really make sense for you. You've got a big enough margin for error for hitting probably like a 4-iron, you know, for you,
right?
Maybe something like that. You know, for another player that was, say, like a break 100 or break 90 player, you know, you're going to want to play more to the left, set yourself up with, you know, 100, 120 yard shot into the green. That way you can take the water out of play. But for you, let's go for it. Should be pretty perfect, right towards the front of the green.
I think that one could be pretty good. That is what we were looking for right there. I was aiming a little further left of the flag. I wasn't really going right at it, even though it did end up pretty much right at it. We've got some room for error to the left, and you don't have much room right. So playing that smart aggressive, this is what we're left with. 10-footer down the hill for eagle. See if we can't roll it in. All right, that was a 2-putt birdie right there. Would have loved the eagle to drop.
So it's easy to fall in the trap sometimes on par 5s where we play too conservative. We lay up when we don't need to lay up. You know, Zach's in a position there where laying up, sure, he might have had a wedge at it, possible look at birdie, but there was no reason to do that. You know, so weighing up risk versus reward, there wasn't a ton of risk for Zach in that particular shot and no need to lay up.
All right, we're on to the second location here. We're gonna talk about wet, packed bunkers, probably 25, 30 yard bunker shot right here. It's been raining, so this sand has gotten real tight and compact. Mike, what are your thoughts when assessing a lie in a wet, tight bunker?
So as Zach said, you know, you can see that it's been washed out here. It's rained for the last 2 days straight here. So obviously there's not as much fluffy stuff. So contact and low point control is huge on these kind of shots. So, you know, you might say that you need to hit a little bit closer to it, maybe so. The one thing you definitely can't do on this type of shot is hit too far behind the golf ball, because typically the club is going to bounce into the golf ball, and then we're going to blade it across the green. So make sure that you've got some weight on that front foot, your sternum's a little more forwards, keep your weight over there during the shot. Those are going to be a couple of things that will make sure the low point's where it needs to be.
So I've got a 60-degree lob wedge. Is that what you would recommend, Mike?
It certainly works, depends on the distance of the shot, but that's fine here. You could use your 56 degree, but yeah.
That trundled out a lot.
That was slick down there.
It was super fast going down that hill. Might have needed to loft it a bit more. But I will say, out of the tight, wet packed sand, it's tough to like nip it and get it high. So that was a little more conservative route right there. These greens out here at Water Chase are very quick. Even Mike said, wow, that kept trundling.
That was fast.
Yes,
yeah,
it was.
I didn't say trundling.
Trundling.
But
I put that.
Fast.
Yeah. I threw that in there. So if you like these kind of tips, check out Mike Bury's YouTube channel. You did an awesome series on breaking, like breaking 90, breaking 100. Those had some awesome on-course tips. Tell us a little bit more about it.
Yeah, we did a break 100 series with a guy named Austin, who was a relatively new golfer. We did some on-course coaching. We did some normal lessons on the tee. Austin did break 100, and then we shot a break 90 series as well. So, there's a lot of helpful stuff, on-course things and practice tips, all that sort of thing that we, uncovered and unpacked during the series that, will be beneficial to a lot of people.
So I'm going to link all that info down in the description down below, his YouTube channel. This guy is a legend on Instagram as well. He puts out epic content. He also has an ebook. He does all kinds of content that you don't want to miss out on, so links to everything will be down below. We hit a great tee ball right here, 149 yards left, back right hole location. The tee shot was great, however, we find a very difficult hole location, pin being back right. Mate, this is not an easy pin.
This is not an easy pin. The green sits kind of from right to left and towards us, so there's a lot of slope. So if you miss this shot long and right or anywhere to the right, you're going to have a very difficult putt or very difficult chip. Be very fast. So here you want to take the right side out, play a little bit left of the pin, give yourself an uphill look at it.
All right, wind's off the right and hurting just a little bit. I'm gonna go with the 9-iron, see if we can't flight it down, knock it right where we're looking. There's a little bit more wind up there than I anticipated. Might be a little short, and it actually kind of came down on the flag. That's why you pick a target to the left. That way you give yourself a little room for error if you do push it a little bit, which we did there.
Zach did exactly what he needed to there. He didn't hit the best shot ever, but it still wasn't terrible. But he didn't miss right of his target. And if he had have aimed at the flag, he would have missed it over here on this right side. It would have been a very difficult, tricky chip. As it stands though, he has a putt.
Yes, we do. We are right there, putting back up the hill, about 30 feet. That looked good for a little while. Alrighty, we're here on the 4th location. We've got a putt for you. What do we have here, Mike?
This is a tricky one, and I don't know if you can pick this up on camera, but we're sort of on the top shelf here. We've got a severe downhill, side hill slope where this ball is going to want to roll out. So the tip here is, instead of aiming and sort of focusing on the hole, pretend that there's another hole somewhere else. So for example, this is so fast and breaking to the left, we might pretend that we're only just putting it to this tee right here. So this becomes our focal point. We'll still have the hole in the back of our mind, but we'll putt to this tee, we'll let gravity do the rest.
Love it. Mate, you picked a ridiculous putt right there for that example. That was insanely fast down the hill.
Yeah, I mean, that was probably a little extreme, but I think it highlighted the point, right?
Agreed.
If you were to focus on that hole and not so much that intermediate target, it would be easy to blast that thing 10, 12 feet past and, 3-putt out of nowhere.
We found ourselves in a little trouble here. We're in the trees. We've got a creek short of the green and definitely some branches overhanging, making it difficult for us to go right at the green. We're gonna have to probably play it low and wonder if it's worth taking on the risk with that water short.
Two options here, mate. You can either lay it up short of the creek and then have a 40-yard or so pitch onto the green from there, or you flight the ball down. To do that, play the ball a little further back in your stance, grip down, keep a little weight on that lead side, but you've got to work out whether it's worth the risk in order to do that. We have decided to take on the risk here. Oh, this is right on it. Great shot, right on the back of the green there, but that tracks straight at it, mate.
Thanks, mate. So, mate, we did pull that off.
Yes, perfect. It was a really good shot.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Little long here. It landed just short of the pin, trundled to the back edge right here.
Yeah, and well executed, and probably going to save yourself a shot.
So when I'm assessing a lie that's bringing on a bunch of risk,
right,
I need to tell myself that I'm going to pull it off 50% of the time or more if I can tell myself I'm going to gain 1 stroke on taking on that risk.
Right.
Might have been a little wordy there, but that's how I kind of assess taking on risk. Otherwise, I chip it out.
Got it. So if you can save a shot 50% or more, go for it. If you can't, chip it out.
Correct.
Got it.
Yes. All right, we're here on the 6th location, right off the green. We've got a lot of green to work with and a good lie.
It is a good lie. It's tight, dormant lie here, so you have to be careful with it. A lot of times people will pull out their 60 degree for this type of shot. We have a lot of green to work with, so we don't need loft. If we use loft, we're going to have to throw it all the way to the hole. That would be a big swing. The bigger the swing, the bigger the miss. So 60 degree.
It's out of here.
We don't need. Chip and run.
So using Mike's advice, we're going to go with a pitching wedge, little bump and run, let it trundle up that slope, want it rolling like a putt. I'll read this like a putt as well. Also, if you're needing a new hat, right there, my brand, Ostrich, check it out. Link down in the description down below. So I should have played a little more break right there. However, it did get level with the hole. So all in all, a good chip, have about 4 feet, 5 feet left for our par. That's what you want. You want that ball releasing up the slope. If we would have hit a 60 and landed on that slope, it just would have checked and not released up and over it. So next time you're in that situation, grab a pitching wedge, maybe 9-iron. That will save you strokes for sure. I know this isn't the typical kind of content here on the channel, but I've really enjoyed this. I'm learning a lot from Mike. Hope y'all are as well. Drop a like down below if you've enjoyed this kind of content and would like to see more of it here on the channel. And make sure to go subscribe to Mike. He's got tons of great tips and drills on Instagram and on YouTube. So all that's linked down below. All right, we are here at the 7th location.
Par 3. Pin is on the extreme left-hand side, like really extreme. So ideally we want to play a little to the right of the pin, a little right of where that guy is in the maroon shirt right there. And where you tee off on the tee box influences your angle into the hole. So here where we want to play a little more to the right, I would suggest teeing off a little left of center. So that'll kind of take away a little bit of the left side and it'll open up that right angle. You know, if there was trouble on the left, let's say there was a pond or a lake, tee up on the same side as the trouble so you can play away from it.
So with all that considered, Mike, where would you tee up here?
Yeah, I would say just left of center. You don't need to go all the way over to the left side over here, just left of center. That way you can play a little right of the pin.
Love it. All right, I'm going with gap wedge here. With it being cold, ball's not flying quite as far, and you don't want to be short. So we're going to be playing just a few feet past, and hopefully it'll spin back a little bit. We'll take those all day long, every day. Can't tell on the depth right there, but it does look pretty close. Walking up here just a few feet short. Looks like it landed right about the pin and spun back just a little bit. Putting back up the hill right there, about 4 feet. This will be a fun birdie. See if we can't get a pin slammer here today. That is what you like to see here on the channel today. Pin slammer. Let's go. We're on to the 8th location. What do you have here for us?
You've got the ball below your feet here, so downhill lie. This is definitely one that people struggle with a little bit in terms of contact. First thing I would suggest is clubbing up. So if you were hitting an 8-iron into the green, maybe go with a 7-iron so you don't have to swing it as hard. Now what we need to do is bring our swing down low enough to the golf ball that's below our feet. So once you take your setup, widen your stance a little bit. That'll help lower the swing arc. Also bend your knees a little more at address. So we're gonna have some more knee bend, some more knee flex. And the last little tip on this one, Zach, through the strike, I want you to feel like you maintain some of that knee flex to keep you down and through the shot.
So you said slight knee bend and widen the stance. Do I distribute my weight any different?
50-50 is good.
Okay.
You might want to aim a little more left because the ball's below your feet, so it might have a tendency to leak to the right.
Well, definitely leak to the right, but should have aimed a little bit more. And then the opposite would be for if the ball was above your feet, aim a little right because it's going to draw a little bit more.
Yes.
And then I would choke up maybe a little bit.
Choke up a little bit, maybe stand a tiny bit taller.
Alrighty, we are here on the 9th location. We've got a lengthy putt here ahead.
Yeah, 60-footer, so a long lag putt here. And I believe it was Jackie Burke Jr. that said if you can get your ball, your lag putt inside of 10% of the total distance, then it's a good lag putt. So on a 60-footer here, if we can get this inside of 6 feet, that would be great. How does that help? Sometimes setting realistic expectations can kind of reduce the anxiety and the pressure on a putt like this. So instead of thinking I've got a 60-footer and I have to hit the world's best putt to get it close, know in the back of your mind, if you get this inside of 6 feet, you've done a good job. Try and make the next one. Nice job, mate.
That looked good for a long ways.
It was a good putt.
Thank you. I really like that 10% comment. Anything inside of 6 feet from that 60-foot mark is a great putt. Y'all should definitely think about that next time you have a lengthy putt. Helps kind of keep things in perspective. And I've never heard that before. So Mike, I really like that comment. We are here on the 10th and final location on the channel today. What do you have for us, Mike?
Well, mate, we've got a par 5 here, and it's a 3-shot par 5. It's a little bit of a tricky hole, bit of a kink in the fairway here, and also a creek that's up short of the green. Also off the tee box here, left and right, there's quite a bit of trouble, so we do need to hit a very straight shot. We're planning this hole in reverse, so Zach needs to be at about 120 yards for his 3rd shot. That's going to take out the water. So we don't really need to hit driver down here. So Zach's going to hit his Stinger 4-iron. It's going to go about 240, 250, something like that. For some of you, that might be hitting 3-wood or hitting hybrid, whatever the case may be. From there, another 180-yard shot for Zach, 7-8-iron, something like that. And then that's going to leave him his 120-yard shot.
Wasn't quite as low as a normal Stinger, but very effective. Right down the middle, that's what we're looking for. Did we hit our mark?
123. You're 3 yards off, mate.
Oh, I'll take it though.
Yes.
This is what we're faced with. All right, should be just a little left of the flag, but we got to putt for birdie. You hate to see it. Would have loved to have made that putt. Hope y'all enjoyed coming along. That was so much fun. Definitely learned a lot from Mike. His insight into the game of golf is incredible. Make sure to subscribe. And if you would like to see more of this type of content, comment down below what you would like to see and if you have any other questions about on-course situations. And as for the Texas Golf Center, Water Chase Golf Course, Mike Bury and myself, we'll see you when we see you. Peace.